Hello and welcome to Your Government in Action, a presentation of Bahamas Information Services. I'm Carissa Williamson. Leaders across the Caribbean attended the 46th regular meeting of the Conference of CARICOM Heads of Government from February 25th to the 28th, 2024 in Guyana. While attending, Prime Minister and Minister of Finance, the Honorable Philip Davis, KC, shared some areas of focus concerning the Bahamas. The government of the Bahamas and the government of the United States of America signed the Air Transport Pre-Clearance Agreement at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs on February 5, 2024. According to the Minister of Foreign Affairs, the Honorable Fred Mitchell, the signing, which is a renewal agreement between the countries signed in April 1974, is a demonstration of strong relations between the countries.
It's an achievement for both countries. The 74 agreement eases the flow of persons between the Bahamas and the United States and creates a higher level of security for the two countries. 50 years later, it brings me great pride to sign the renewal of the Pre-Clearance 74 agreement that my predecessor, he was then called the Minister of External Affairs, Paul Adley, and the then Ambassador to the Bahamas, Ronald Spears, and it was later brought into force. Clevenius, who is no longer with us of blessed memory, told me a story a long time ago. There was a man named Shelton Turner, who used to be the Consul General here in Nassau before independence. And he was stopped by a Bahamian who asked him why his visa had been turned down. And Turner said, well, it's the United States, and we decided that you're not eligible to come in. And he said, I don't want to go to the United States, I only want to go to Miami. Yes. But I'm trying to show how the synergies operate. And it's a good relationship. And South Florida is the destination of most Bahamians. As a matter of fact, Freeport, as you know, they have these day trips, and just before the 2 campaigns ago, I was standing up at one of the places which is quite close to the Miami International Airport, and I swear to you I could have set up a campaign station because I was in the door and they kept saying, Mr. Mitchell, good to see you. So, as we sign this agreement, the government and people of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas renew its commitment to further strengthening our relations, security, and ease of access for both countries. And I'm happy to be Paul Adley's successor in particular in doing this. Good man, and he led our country as foreign minister for 10 years or more, and I'm trying to match his record. Lightning does not strike that often. But thank you very much for coming, and I look forward.
Prime Minister and Minister of Finance, the Honorable Philip Davis, KC, joined officials in touring the Nassau Village Community Center, which is currently under construction. The tour, as well as a community walkabout, occurred on February 15th, 2024.
I begin by expressing my profound gratitude. We are grateful to God above all for His abundant blessings. We are grateful for family and friends, for our freedom, our faith, and our fortitude. And we are grateful that we are citizens of the world's most beautiful, most extraordinary nation.
Yes. Yes.
Not for a single moment in my life have I ever wished that I had been born in any other country on earth. That's how I feel. And I believe that's how most of you feel.
Yes.
I believe that's how most Bahamians feel.
Yes.
We love our country, and we are fiercely proud of our country and of each other, even when we are going through difficult times. And it is true that when the history of these times is written, it will likely record that the opening weeks of the year 2024 were difficult ones. Difficult ones indeed, filled with heartbreak and challenges. Last year, our country made important progress against crime, with significant decreases across major categories of crime compared to the year before that. But at the start of 2024, we were painfully reminded that progress does not always march forward in a straight line. Sometimes you take several steps forward, only to take a step back. We faced tragedy in January, but nothing is going to stop us from getting right back on that road to progress. We have a comprehensive and detailed plan to fight crime, and we are bringing new tools to bear, including tougher rules on bail, expanded facial recognition CCTV technology, and more resources for our police officers. Over the last 2 years, we have recruited and trained hundreds of new police and defense force officers. And last week, I met with the U.S. Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms and Explosive Special Agents in charge, Christopher Robinson. I met him in Miami to discuss strengthening our partnership to stop the guns entering our country from the United States. The crime that tends to be concentrated in certain neighborhoods in Nassau is not very different from crime problems in many countries across the world.
That's right.
Caused not by one factor, but by many, including poverty, trauma, addiction, broken homes, untreated mental health challenges, a lack of spiritual grounding, and more particularly, a shortage of opportunities. These are issues which are deeply intertwined, which is why we are placing so much emphasis on a collaborative approach, coordinating not just with regional partners and across government and ministries, but within our communities, calling upon every business, every church, every neighborhood group, everyone in a position to help or heal or mentor.
More of Your Government in Action when we return. Welcome back. The Bahamas Agricultural and Industrial Corporation signed a memorandum of understanding with the Bank of the Bahamas to provide loan facilities to assist farmers who wish to expand their business or acquire land. The signing took place at the Bahamas Agricultural and Industrial Corporation's headquarters on February 27, 2024.
In November of 2023, the Bahamas Agricultural and Industrial Corporation and the Small Business Development Center, SBDC, signed a memorandum of understanding to assist entrepreneurs with much needed financial assistance almost seamlessly. SBDC is now playing a critical role in providing prospective small and medium-sized business loan applicants with seed money to assist in developing entrepreneurship in the country. We have also entered agreements with the Bahamas Development Bank to assist farmers, food processors, handicraft, and light manufacturers with fundings for their projects. Today, it is my esteemed pleasure to affix my signature to this Memorandum of Understanding with the Bank of the Bahamas Limited as they join us in this quest to help aspiring entrepreneurs realize their dreams of owning and operating their own businesses. BAIC serves as the business arm of the Ministry of Agriculture and Marine Resources to encourage the development of small and medium-sized enterprises in the country. We have provided entrepreneurs with land for farming, light manufacturing, touristic development, especially on Abaco and Eleuthera. We have also assisted them with business plans, for their projects, but many of them still challenged because of lack of funding. The Board of Directors, of which I have the distinct pleasure to lead, has made a determination that rather than revoke land from those who have not started their projects, to go one step further in our quest to render assistance. Towards this end, BAIC has arranged a symposium for our tenants to be held on Thursday, March 21, from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. at BAIC's training room, with representatives from government agencies and financial institutions like the Bank of the Bahamas Development Bank, Small Business Development Center, the National Insurance Board, Inland Revenue, Department of Physical Planning, and BAIC to come face to face with our tenants in New Providence and via Zoom with our tenants in the Family Islands to inform them about opportunities possible for assistance with government guaranteed loans and other services. This BAIC tenant symposium is for BAIC's tenant only. We look forward with great anticipation to many more success stories as more Bahamians will be empowered through this initiative, like those of BAIC's food and processors vendors who have signed agreement with Marla Butler & Sons to market and sell honey from Exuma, pepper sauce, dishwashing liquid by Carib Cheer, and locally produced Chris wines. BAIC and Marla Butler & Sons signed a memorandum of understanding in November of 2022 to purchase and distribute Bahamian-grown processed products provided by BAIC's affiliated approved manufacturers and food processors. We look forward to signing another 2 more contracts with Marla Butler & Sons next month.
The Ministry of Education and Technical and Vocational Training, along with the Bahamas Crisis Center, announced the official launch of an anti-violence Green Ribbon Peace campaign to promote a culture of peace among students. The announcement was made in a press conference held at the ministry's headquarters on February 28, 2024.
We want to move away from this concept that you send your child to school and they're supposed to change the world, you know, and because it's not, if it could have happened, we would have done it. It's not that simple. And we require the participation and engagement of all stakeholders. The Crisis Center, the work that they do in this nation is well known. Dr. Patterson talked about its early work and the resistance that was met, and now it's become a staple for so many things in this country. And so we are very proud to partner with them. I'm very impressed at the very widespread engagement and the word, your word, massive impact that we expect from this. I just want to say 1 or 2 things, a little outside of this. We knew that when children went back into the classroom in January of 2022, that they were not coming as normal. Now, Nicole spoke about the issue of the culture, which is very real, and it's become even more intense in recent times. But the COVID pandemic had an impact on young people that we, looking at global research, we knew that we were probably not exempt in the Bahamas. And we found that when children got back into the campus, in many instances, we had so many eruptions. It was like fights, massive fights, and so we began to really look at this. And what happened was that young people were on a virtual platform, most of us, many were not. They were isolated, they did not have social interaction. And then when they came back onto the campus, it was almost like a shocking, difficult environment, and it manifested in some disruptive ways. We formed a psychosocial committee in the Ministry of Education along with private sector, which, and some of our representatives are here now from the Ministry of Education, where we have begun work because we found that things such as grief, a lot of people have lost loved ones, children, through COVID. They lost them through violence. Many of them are themselves the subject of violent behaviors in various fora. And then, you know, there's a lot of young people come with a lot of difficult challenges, and so we understood that, and we started the work with the psychosocial committee, and a lot of initiatives have gone on. What this is dealing with now fits in very nicely because it deals with the issue of shifting how we respond and how we perceive situations. And while we do some of this in the school, it is such a massive undertaking that it is the impact and the input of a crisis center and their partners with the Ministry of Education that will help us turn this around. As Dr. Patterson, Dean Patterson has said, we don't intend to, we say every child counts. And so we are doing all that we can to work with every child, including those who may be deemed disruptive or whatever, however it's seen. We are working with all of those children. The other thing I want to say is that we have an event coming up, which there's going to be a press conference. I don't want to say too much about it, but it's in another couple of weeks, and it's a massive demonstration by young people in our school system about how they feel about violence. I'll just leave it like that. But it's under active planning. But this whole thing about shifting the culture, you know, we know that it takes the village, the community, the parents, the school, the church, everybody. But we know that in the schools, we have a captive audience of about 30 to 40,000 young people. And as much as we can do that is humanly possible, we intend to do within the constraints of the four walls and the general walls of the school campus. Sports, creative performing arts, programs such as this, etc.
The month of March is Local Government Month, and the Department of Local Government announced the commencement of a month-long celebration and read the proclamation in a press conference held at the Department of Local Government on March 4th, 2024.
It is with great enthusiasm and pride that we gather here on this first Monday in March to kick off Local Government Month. This year we celebrate 28 years dedicated to service and to progress in local governance throughout the Bahamas. The month of March provides us with an opportunity to reflect on the remarkable achievements of local government in the Family Islands once again, where its impact continues to be transformative and underscores the vital role that local government plays in the development of our Family Islands. The success of local government throughout these islands is a testament to the commitment and the resilience of Family Island communities, as we have witnessed substantial improvements in infrastructure and community service, and overall the positive impact in the lives of our Family Islanders and their community. Local government's importance in Family Island development cannot be overstated. From the densely populated islands in the north to the islands in the central and those deep down in the south. Local government serves as a backbone of progress, fostering greater efficiency in addressing the unique needs of every community. You see, this is important to empowering local leaders who have been elected to unlock the true potential for the substantial growth while also preserving the rich cultural heritage of each community. In marking the achievements of local government, my ministry is reflective of the noteworthy achievements in the last 2 years. These achievements include the launch of initiatives aimed at fortifying local government's impact, such as the comprehensive review of the Local Government Act, with recommendations on an amendment to the Act, which signifies our dedication to enhancing the legislative framework. In September of 2023, the Family Island Help Desk was reestablished to address any and all matters related to local government, and the implementation of the help desk has been proven instrumental. We have seen success in addressing critical needs, especially the accessing of information about government services for Family Islanders. We are committed to expanding and refining this initiative to further bridge the gap between central government and our local communities. In recognizing the critical need for the vibrancy of youth engagement, we can highlight the successful relaunch of the Junior Local Government Council. This initiative empowers young minds to actively participate in decision-making in the process for their respective schools and communities, where they can foster a platform for leadership skills development and teaching civic responsibility. My ministry also led the charge to name sailing as the country's national sport, which has been embraced by the sailing community and the country. This recognition has brought about great enthusiasm and higher expectations for the hosting of regattas and festivals, which have become a cultural cornerstone in our country. Again, notably, the National Family Island Regatta stands as a beacon of success, showcasing the maritime heritage and competitive spirit of our islands. The Regattas Desk, along with the many local planning committees, practitioners, and Family Island administrators, in coordinating significant events, has solidified the importance in fostering community cohesiveness while promoting a rich Bahamian history. I must say that the Best of the Best Regatta, an event that brings together the most skilled sailors, is a testament to the Regattas Desk commitment to excellence. We must also note in the recent return of the Sir Derwent Knowles National Junior Regatta in February just last month. The Junior Regatta not only pays homage to the legendary Sir Derwent Knowles, but also serves as a platform for nurturing young talent. The Regatta Desk is revitalizing and sustaining the Sir Derwent Knowles National Regatta, which helps to underscore its dedication to the holistic development of the sport, ensuring that young persons have an impact and start to play the role of what it is to develop sailing throughout our country. These events not only celebrate our seafaring traditions, but also provide economic opportunities for local communities and vendors. The Regatta Desk, along with key stakeholders such as planning committees, practitioners on the islands, the sailing community, vendors, and sponsors, have effectively coordinated and partnered to ensure the seamless execution of these festivities, drawing participants and spectators from far and wide. The Ministry of Works and Family Island Affairs has carried for the Department of Local Government, and whereas the Honourable Minister, in whose portfolio local government falls, is committed to the further development of local government throughout the Bahamas, and whereas an act to make provision for local government in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas commenced on the 25th of June AD 1996, and whereas the Honourable Minister, having surveyed and evaluated the local government system throughout the islands by town meetings and consultation, realizes the need for continued awareness and development of local government in the Bahamas, and whereas the Honourable Minister is cognizant of the fact of the importance of preparing and equipping the next generation of practitioners of local government, has therefore reintroduced junior local government councils in all Family Island high schools, inclusive of several Family Island private high schools, and whereas it has been proven throughout the Commonwealth that local government provides a vehicle for inclusivity which aids holistic development while serving as a deterrent to juvenile delinquency and crime generally. And whereas it has been a tradition from the inception of local government to bring to the fore the importance of local government in a democratic society through a month of pertinent activities involving religious organizations, civil society, and NGOs in all local government districts. And whereas the month of March has been designated as National Local Government Month under the theme Moving Forward, Achieving Excellence, Focusing on Youth Participation. Now therefore, I, Philip Edward Davis, KC MP, Prime Minister of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, do hereby proclaim the month of March AD 2024 as National Local Government Month in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. I'll show your face.
The Ministry of Health and Wellness partnered with Barry University and announced the commencement of FootFest 2024, a week-long project to address the need of podiatric care in the Bahamas. The initiative, to be held from March 3rd to the 8th, 2024, was officially launched at a press conference held at the Ministry of Health and Wellness on March 4th, 2024.
Coming out of the COVID pandemic, the Ministry of Health was left with an open canvas. And we, here at the ministry, is able to draw the future of the healthcare services in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. And it's been an exciting 2 years because with the full support of our administration and our Prime Minister, we are doing some innovative things here at the ministry. Our relationship with Barry University is a stellar relationship. Last year, Dr. Hill and her entire team, and I don't know if I see some of the same faces, came to the Commonwealth of the Bahamas and provided essential healthcare services for many Bahamians who are suffering from illnesses brought on either by vascular or diabetic illnesses. Now, Dr. Hill, we've been noticing the situation associated with the diabetic foot in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. And I do not really know the science fully, but it appears to be some genetic predisposition, and it may be associated with the slave diaspora, whereby we're noticing a lot of Bahamians who suffer from chronic diabetes eventually result in major complications with foot and lower extremities. And so today, as you begin now to see thousands of Bahamian patients, or I should say hundreds, here in New Providence and by extension to Grand Bahama, we are very grateful for the services that you provide for us in our Commonwealth.
I'm Carissa Williamson, and this has been Your Government in Action, a presentation of Bahamas Information Services. Join us on Tuesday evenings where we bring you coverage, highlights, and information as we continue to do what we do best, linking people and government.